You are so quick to say for me to stay out of black people's business, but like, black people's business is all over the internet. When was the last time you heard about Hispanic issues unless it was to push a narrative? Like, no one gives a about Latinos. There's no Latino lives matter. All these fucking migrant children getting at the border and no one seems to fucking care because everyone's still talking about George Floyd. Asian hate crimes have been happening for a long ass time, done by black people and just overall in general, yet they wait until a white person finally does something for it to actually be relevant. I find it so funny that some of these black people want to say they're fucking oppressed, that you have the power to suppress other people's issues and still talk about things even though they happened like 5 years ago. There is black mothers, fathers, and children that reach out for help, that get killed in the hood. And then y'all don't care about those kids? What about those black lives? What about the black and migrant children that are being right now and y'all ain't saying a damn thing? Fuck out of here with that.
I feel like there is so much to unpack with everything that this person just said. But first off, let me just start by saying this. We have now been presented with another example as to why the so-called black and brown coalition does not work. It has never worked on paper. It will never work in theory. It's just a pipe dream. So you have this woman who I'm not sure who she is. I don't know her name. I don't care to know her name. And this video actually was sent to me a while ago. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this on December 16th. Of course, by the time y'all see it, it'll be January, maybe, when y'all see it. And she decided she was going to go on a whole tirade putting black people on blast because apparently we get all the attention and the Latinos do not. I'm like sitting here saying to myself, okay, how is that our fault? And first off, we're not getting all of the attention. We just happen to make the most noise. Y'all ain't loud enough for whatever reason, but don't get upset at us because we're deciding to actually say something and make our voices be heard. But I had to make sure that I wrote down some points in here so I can make sure I hit the things that she was talking about. One of the first things that she was talking about is that there's not an emphasis on Hispanic issues and where is a quote unquote Latino lives matter. Well, y'all could have created a whole Latino lives matter situation thing. Lord knows everyone else was branching off of BLM. I mean, they had the all lives matter thing, and they created blue lives matter. And speaking of all lives matter, that's probably what you ended up attaching yourself to. Instead of creating a quote unquote Latino lives matter, you didn't do it because at the time there was no need for you to actually go ahead and do it. But now it's like y'all, I don't know what y'all are gonna, I think it's too late for you to actually do it without it really being called out. But the thing of the matter is, if you really wanted some attention brought to your cause, then you could have done that. Would there have been pushback? Probably people would have said, oh, you're biting off of BLM and this, that, and the third. But I want people to understand there's a line being drawn in the sand. I've said this several times before. I'll probably say it again as this commentary continues. The next thing I wanted to mention was her bringing up George Floyd. Why did you have to bring up George Floyd? You could have rented this whole rant and not brought him up. But then again, why wouldn't you? She's doing the same exact thing that PC loves to do, and that's to bring up George Floyd. They always gotta bring up George Floyd. Again, if what the outcome of what happened with Derek Chauvin didn't happen, they most likely would never ever bring up George Floyd in the way that they do. And again, this is a quote unquote Latina saying all of this, and I swear if you closed your eyes and took and rearranged some of the words, you would swear that this was a whole Karen out here just going through it and going on this whole rant about black people, and black people probably ain't do nothing to her. She's probably not even around black people like that. And if black people are around her and they know who she is, they need to check her one way or another. Another point that she brought up was about Asian hate crimes. She was like, Asian hate crimes. She was lying about that Asian hate crimes at its highest is being done by black people and no one called it out. But then when one white person does something, then that's when they want to make a big deal of it. So now she's trying to go into, without actually saying, that black people have some kind of a privilege where they can get away with certain things and that nothing will happen to them until something else happens from somewhere else. It, like I said, none of what she's saying makes sense. As a matter of fact, anybody for the most part who is anti-black, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be a white person, nothing they ever say makes any sense, like what she did right here in this video. One of the last things I wanted to mention was she said that we have the power apparently to suppress other groups' voices because apparently our voices are too loud and it drowns everybody else out. We don't have the power to suppress or oppress anybody. Okay, we don't have it. It's like I said at the beginning, we just have our voices are loud enough where people hear us. And sometimes don't even do that. So it is what it is. This video right here that this woman put out there is nothing more than her just being envious and jealous and just straight up being a hater of black people. And she decided to put it out there because it was a response to what someone said about her staying out of black people's business. So apparently this video, like I said, she was responding to a comment someone left. So apparently she must have made another video before this where she was talking greasy about black people before. I'm not going to go spend my time to go and search for, because I really don't care. I already got what I needed from her in this 1 minute clip that she posted on her TikTok. I don't know when she posted. I don't even care that she did. Just know that I've seen it. You've now seen it. And I'm sure millions of others have probably seen it, because I can almost guarantee this video probably went super viral. And I'm almost certain they probably tore her to shreds, those who didn't agree with her, in her comment section. And she probably made a whole bunch of other videos after it. It is what it is. But like I said, if you remember the last video I did about that Linda Catalina chick back in December, where she said what she said on X and then said, oh, I was doing it for engagement and I was doing it for clicks and views. What have I always said? The foundation of every grifter's grift is the degradation of black people, especially black Americans. For all we know, this woman is probably doing the same thing, but on the flip side, when it comes to a lot of these grifters, there is a percentage of what they're saying that they actually do genuinely believe. So, you know, it is what it is. She's just gonna be upset, but she just told it. She told people, the world, or whoever is listening and whoever is watching, how she felt in that moment, and however she gets dealt with after that is just whatever it's gonna be.